started off with a lot of the ex-players coming back, bringing them back together. They were fired up. They were like guest captains, guest coaches. We had Harry Carson talk to the team today, Hall of Famer from the New York Giants. Talked to the team about leadership. Just a great day to see all the ex-players coming back, and especially all the championships that those guys won and all the accomplishments that they had. I think that we have a very, very strong Tiger family, and we're coming back united. That was one of the most impressive things of the day.
Hello and welcome to Tigers Roar. I'm Tommy Krysan along with Jordy Hultberg coming at you again on Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, Cox Cable, AT&T, Uverse,
everywhere
online at PelicanSportsTV.com, YouTube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. Jordy, hello, how are you?
I'm great. Did you see Ed Orgeron has lost some weight? He's given up all those energy drinks and snacks, and so it can be done. It can be done.
Well, that and being the head coach, I'm thinking the stress level's a little higher than defensive line coach.
Probably busy enough where he misses a meal or two every now and then.
Yeah,
I would think.
He's definitely noticeable.
Yeah, it looks great.
Hey,
looks great.
Great, and like you said, proof that it can be done. Certainly on tonight's Tigers Roar, we got a lot of football to talk about because LSU's spring practice, 15 workouts have come and gone.
Hallelujah.
And that question that's been around for about 15 years about the quarterback
Still
thing.
Still there. Second verse, same as the first.
I mean, that's been a question more times than not in the last 15 years, give or take a few.
I'm going to give them the pass on this one. They've only had, with the spring game, 15 practices under Matt Canada. So, but still, you're scrimmaging against your own team, and that's when you really should shine. You should put up unbelievable numbers. But maybe Danny Etling, he had that minor back surgery procedure to relieve some of the pain that he's had, whatever. I don't know any of the details of it, but there's no such thing to me as a minor back surgery. Ask Steve Kerr, right?
Ask Tiger Woods.
Yeah, I mean, there's no such thing as a minor.
Yeah, Kerr's missing playoff games. Woods
Tiger may never play again.
Probably done as a competitive golfer.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we go play with his kids one day. But, when I saw that, minor back procedure, okay. Anytime they start poking around back there,
anytime they dig
knock
in.
on wood, it's never happened to me. I don't.
Hopefully the young man is okay. But it just goes to show you that there is an opportunity there, albeit maybe slim, maybe not, but Miles Brennan can come in and quite possibly move right up that ladder quickly. We'll see. We'll see. As of right now, unfortunately, you don't have a declared starting quarterback. I mean, of course, if they played BYU tomorrow, it'd be Danny Etling. But, question mark.
Let's also point out that the minor back procedure was something that had been planned to occur the Monday after the spring game. It was not something that occurred during the spring game, and they said, we got to clean this up. I did get that question on the air. They announced that he got hurt. I said, this was a planned procedure, and like you, I don't know the details.
I have no idea. A pinched nerve in there, I have no clue. All I know is back, nothing minor about that.
Now, the football team. The defense, which the numbers show is one of the best in the country last year under Dave Aranda, and they shined, as you said. The offense is supposed to do good against your own team, but I think they're going against a pretty darn good defense, and one that statistically has been among the leaders and will continue to be among the leaders going forward. I think that's a little bit of it too. But quarterback position, somebody made a comment, DJ Shark, wide receiver. You know how many catches he's got in his career at LSU?
Not
30.
Many.
30, that's it. Yeah. After that, you got single digits. Offensive line, got to have that.
You've got to get your full complement of players in. Look, I've said this from day one, and I'll repeat it again. The best thing to come out of spring practice is you don't have anybody with a major injury. What you saw at spring is going to be diametrically opposed to what you see in the fall. You've got to get your full complement of players. Ed Orgeron, and we'll hear it later, I'm sure, mentioned 3 linebackers specifically that says they've got to get in camp because they've got to play for us. And no telling who else. The one positive I got, there's a newcomer in the back end who pretty good. That Delpit kid looks pretty good.
Yeah, he really
He looks
shined a
good.
little bit. So, yeah, so what's up now for LSU football is recruiting. You got every day it seems like somebody who's committed somewhere decommits and adds LSU on the list. It's getting like crazy out there.
In talking to our recruiting analysts that I deal with, now this is the third set of players coming from the same team. They've got Evangeline with 3 players committed, 3 from someplace in Florida, and now 3 in Georgia. Right now, LSU, according to the people I refer to and believe in, LSU's got the number 3 rated class in America for the 2018 recruiting class. And with all the people they have on the board, he said there's no question that they have the opportunity to be number 1 in the country.
All right, so we'll have plenty of LSU football for you tonight. We'll hear from Coach Orgeron. We've got some highlights from the spring game. You know what I never did hear? What was the attendance of that thing?
I read where they announced 35,000. Can I pick a bone?
You got
pick
the
a bone.
floor, sir. Take it.
Once again, I've been reiterating certain things. Okay. Spring football game. They know where the cameras are located that are going to shoot the game. Why not put the fans on the other side so with every camera shot, it looks like there's a packed house instead of empty seats? They put everybody on the west side, and the cameras are shooting over them onto the field. Does that make sense to you?
No, it does. That's poor planning.
Put them on the east side. Okay, it's a night game, so you don't have to complain about the sun or anything like that. Put them in the east so everybody, every recruit in the country that's watching the game says, wow, look at the attendance at this game. Instead, they're looking at empty seats.
I have a prediction.
I don't understand that.
Oh, it makes no sense, and it's poor planning. It's somebody not thinking it out a little bit.
Call me. I'll help you.
Call Holtberg. I'll give you his number.
No, you don't.
Contact
No.
us at the station.
Okay.
I think less than 5 years, there's no more spring football game. If you look at they're cutting out the 2-a-days, all these targeting penalties. You know, Dartmouth University with Buddy Stevens, they use computerized tackling dummies now. They don't hit each other. And I've actually seen some film of that. It's rather interesting to watch.
I bet it is.
Okay.
But you got to go to an Ivy League school to be able to program those.
Yeah, probably.
You
Yeah,
can't-
so we're
no,
out.
yeah,
Okay,
we're out.
But I'm just saying, I think the way things have gone in college football and are going with the pending legislation that's waiting for summer approval about the 2-a-days and all that, and the coaches don't want a spring game. They'd rather just have a 15th practice.
Right.
Workout. Hey, it
agree.
looked good. He looked good. He
Yeah,
looked good. Hey, see you next fall.
Right.
You know, so they're free to get in now, so it's not a money grab. Okay. I think those are going to go by the wayside.
I'd be all
in less
for it.
than 5 years.
I would be all for that. I think it's the biggest waste of time to creation to have a spring football game.
I kind of liked an idea you tossed out a couple of months ago.
Well, thank you.
Go play McNeese or go play Southeastern or Nichols or somebody.
money.
But then they don't want that on tape and film and all that stuff for the opponents or whatever. I mean, the coaches are very guarded. We know that. So I think they go away. But that I could be wrong.
You
I
don't
could
think
be
by the
right.
time LSU plays Alabama, Alabama's going to have enough film on LSU from what they've done for this season? You don't think Nick Saban's
I
got...
think coaches-
You don't think they've seen every tape of Pittsburgh already and have analyzed it?
I think coaches are paranoid.
Yeah, a little bit.
And they all are. It's
a
not
little bit.
unique to any one
No,
of them.
no,
It's
no.
not unique to any conference. So lots of LSU football stuff for you tonight. And then we'll kind of segue that into the draft. We got a feature on Jamal Adams. We got some talk about the NFL draft. And speaking of the NFL, the news of the week, the Saints signed a Hall of Famer, Adrian Peterson.
All day. Who would have ever imagined in the lifetime of the New Orleans Saints that you would have two Hall of Famers in the backfield at the same time? Hall of Famers. Drew Brees and now Adrian Peterson, 32 years old, coming off a meniscus tear that basically wiped away his season a year ago. Prior to that, I think he led the league in rushing with 1,400 yards. He is a surefire Canton Hall of Famer. He's had over 7 seasons in his career of over 1,000 yards rushing. He's going to split time with Mark Ingram. He's not going to have as much wear. Somebody told me today, they looked it up, they carried the ball like 440 times last year. So let's say Ingram gets 250 and Peterson gets the difference. I'll take it. Low risk, high reward possibility.
And it extends Ingram's career
Yes.
perhaps by a year or two.
Yeah.
And then the other thing you have here is they got him for a good price.
Yes.
They didn't give up any draft picks.
That's
They didn't
right.
have to trade anybody. He was an unrestricted free agent. He's got some guaranteed monies and some options on some other things.
Who dat,
so it's
baby?
not like he's breaking the bank either.
No, I think it's great, and he's going to be Okay, here's my other thing. I believe in conspiracy theories now, because there is no way on God's green earth that the NFL would have scheduled New Orleans at Minnesota opening Monday night football game unless they had an inkling that this was happening.
Super Bowl's in Minnesota.
There is no way they would have scheduled that game. Why would they schedule that game for a Monday night? Now you got Peterson coming back to the Twin Cities. Oh, it's all planned. They're like Vegas. They know.
The wise guys.
They know.
All right, two things come up negatively when you say Adrian Peterson signs with the Saints. The first one is the injury bug. He only played 3 games last year, the knee injury you referenced. The other one is the Saints need defensive players.
They're going to get those.
Okay, but when you can get a Hall of Famer.
Right. Here's my issue. He wanted to go play for New England. Why did Belichick say no? Why did they take this kid Gillisley from the Buffalo Bills instead of Adrian Peterson? So what does that tell you? They don't make many mistakes up at Patriot Way, do they?
Not a whole lot. Hey, also, we'll get in a bunch of the draft stuff tonight. We'll have some baseball and some softball for you. We're going to have a lot of fun on this week's edition of Tigers Roar. We remind you the original airing each week is on Wednesday evenings, 8 to 10, 2 hours prime time. And if you catch it on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, you have a rebroadcast. Or maybe you go to youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting, where you can get this program and several other programs that we do here at the Pelican. We're going to take a break, come back, and turn you loose on Ed Orgeron and his comments about the spring game. And also, when we return, we're going to tell you about Tremonti's Meat and Seafood. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Kreisand, you're watching Tigers Roar. Stay with us. Accord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Accord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Accord Eye Clinic for an appointment. 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Accord Eye Clinic, Vision Source. Perkins Road Veterinary Hospital is a full-service veterinary hospital committed to your pet's health. We offer advanced diagnostic and therapeutic medical services, laser surgery, dog and cat diets, and treats, along with stress-free boarding. Dr. Ritchie sees patients for routine checkups to keep your loved ones happy, also advanced medical and surgical cases. We have separate condos for cat boarding and large climate-controlled canine boarding. Our boarding dogs get to have fun in a very large play yard several times a day. Laser therapy is a service that we offer to heal wounds and help our patients that suffer from chronic pain. Laser therapy is a wonderful adjunct treatment for neurologic and arthritic pain with no side effects. Your pets are family members and deserve the best and highest quality of care. Dr. Ritchie and his staff greatly respect the human-animal bond and are committed to exceeding your expectations. Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. Beautiful views of Cypress Lake. 1, 2, 3 bedroom apartments are available. Stop by and see Cypress Lake Apartments.
Give them a call at 225-293-6789 or visit online, cypresslake-apartments.net.
We continue with Tigers Roar here on Pelican Sports TV. Jordy Hulbert, tell us all about Mike Tremonti and his staff and his great place.
The best meat and seafood market in Baton Rouge at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. You can go to their website, tremontis.com. There's their phone number, 225-751-7665. All right, it's crawfish season. They've got everything you can eat. They've got, whether you want to boil it up yourself or if you want them to do it, they've got it. They've got great specials. They've got different sizes. They've got the jumbo crawfish that are just, they look like mini lobsters, and so much more. They've got everything going on that you could want. Daily specials. They've got their pre-made meals in the freezer, like their lasagna, their crawfish fettuccine. All you do is stick it in the oven for 30 minutes. You're the king of your castle. Your family's eating healthy. They're happy, and mom doesn't have to cook. That's a good day at home. So go to their website, tremontis.com. If you have plans for a corporate type of event or a graduation party for anything like that, when it comes to crawfish, they'll come on site. They'll set everything up. They'll do it all up first class. Just call them 751-7665. That's Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway.
And don't forget the sprinkle spice.
You got it right this time.
I got it right. It's good stuff on that Chairman's Reserve
You see,
beef
look,
or whatever.
Yeah, they got ribs, kebabs, the world-famous burgers.
Oh, you're making me
can't
hungry.
you can't go wrong. Just close your eyes. It's like a dart game. Throw a dart. You're going to love whatever you have.
And sprinkle spice. You can put it on everything from the eggs to the vegetables to the Chairman's Reserve beef to you name it. It's outstanding.
I love everything. My favorite things, there's two of them, and they're basically the same. It's their ribeye rolls where they take a ribeye and they thinly slice it, wrap it up inside of some jalapeno pepper and some Philadelphia cream cheese, wrap it up in bacon. They do the same thing with shrimp. And you can do it in the oven. You can do it on the pit. It's a little symphony in your mouth with every bite. It's fabulous.
How about this food critic?
Yes.
Not critic, food
Connoisseur?
Connoisseur.
Absolutely.
Coming up with the jargon there.
I do
That's
love to
good
eat.
stuff. Ed Orgeron says the only job he ever had, but he didn't think he had an accent. We've got he and his comments after the spring game, which was in Tiger Stadium until weather intervened, and then they had to go inside, and the fans couldn't go inside.
Right.
But, you know, it is what
And
it
the
is.
cameras didn't go inside, so that was it. About 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first half.
So without any further ado, here's the head football coach of the Tigers, Ed Orgeron.
They're like guest captains, guest coaches. We had Harry Carson talk to the team today, Hall of Famer from the New York Giants. Talked to the team about leadership. Just a great day to see all the ex-players coming back, and especially all the championships that those guys won and all the accomplishments that they had. I think that we have a very, very strong Tiger family, and we're coming back united. That was one of the most impressive things of the day. On to the scrimmage. It was a defensive night, man. Tonight was defensive night, and it happened all spring. The offense did a tremendous job all spring, but tonight it was the defensive night. I don't think that we played very well on offense. I know Coach Canna is a little disappointed in the performance, but I have confidence that we're going to get better. Again, you can see the quarterback competition is open. It's going to stay open until somebody proves that they're our number one quarterback. I thought Leonard Fournette ran the ball well tonight. Thought he showed some things. He's getting very well coached under Tommy Robinson. I thought the defense on the day did a tremendous job. Guys were tackling, guys were running around, they were very physical. We didn't show anything on the kicking game. We got a new kicking scheme. I didn't want to show anything that they don't know about. So that's the reason we didn't line up with a kickoff team, or kickoff return team, or punt formation. Other than that, I was really pleased with the 15 days. Our guys have great energy. They have a great mindset. And we need to get better, as we saw today. We're not ready to play a football game yet, but we consider this as preseason game number one. As we all know, in preseason game number one, there's a lot of things to correct. We're going to grade the film as a staff on Monday. We're going to watch the spring game on Monday afternoon. Tuesday, our players, everyone will have an exit meeting with their coach, good, bad, and indifferent, talk about the things that we got to get better over the summer. They're going to work out with Tommy Moffitt. Obviously, finals are coming up. We'll give them a little break. They're going to start hard in June. I was pleased with the performance of our team all spring. Any questions?
So built-in adversity, having to move over to the indoor, how do you feel
Yeah,
about you guys?
finish. They didn't blink. No blinking. We ran over here. The bus was delayed for a second. And that was all that was delayed. We ran on the field. We started off the same way, and we competed. The gold team won 26-7, so they get to eat steaks. The gold team eats steaks on Monday, and the purple team eat beanie weenies.
Coach, how much different do you think the team will look in the fall when you get your full complement of healthy players?
Yeah, I especially at middle linebacker on defense. You know, we feel like we recruited 3 outstanding middle linebackers, and those guys are going to have to play next year. And I saw a couple of them today look great. You know, Jacob Phillips looked great. I mean, those guys are going to have a chance to play and play soon.
As far as your offensive line, the same story. You get some guys healthy.
We need it. We didn't protect very well today. We're getting overpowered with the offensive line. But again, we got Toby coming back. We got Will Clapp coming back. We have a good unit.
You think Austin will be a guy that will compete in the fall for starting time?
Say it again.
Ridiculous, you think could be-
I think he's a second teamer right now. He's just growing. Hey, he should be at the prom. He played the spring game. He should be going to the prom tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think the defense had an advantage because it's the same system as last season against a brand new offense, or was there something else going on?
I think the defense was tired of getting their butts kicked all spring. I think the defensive coaches did a tremendous job of getting them ready. And again, Dave Aranda's an excellent play caller. And I think obviously he's had 15 practices to defend Matt, so he knows what hurts Matt, and he showed it tonight. Did a good job.
Coach, you talk about Grant Delpit and just
Yeah, great night. He had a great night. Grant may start for us. You know, Grant had proved tonight that he can make plays. You know, we treated it as a preseason game. I want to see what the guys did underneath the lights. He did a tremendous job. Made plays. Obviously, got to watch the film, but he's a guy that we considered may start. Also, Jacoby Stevens. He's going to have a shot there. We'll be playing a lot of young guys on defense.
Coach, you talked a little bit about Leonard. What do you think about Nick Rosa and the rest of the linebackers?
I thought Nick did a good job running the ball. Really good. Obviously, Darius is going to be our guy. You know, Darrell Williams lost weight. He's down to 222. I hope all 4 backs can play. And I hope Clyde comes in and he can play too. We're going to need to play a lot of backs. Tommy likes to use a rotation. Darius can't carry the whole load by himself, obviously.
Ed, we saw a lot of Ray Thornton out there. What have you seen from him this spring? How far he's come?
Physical, fast, hard playing outside linebacker. Great young man. Wants to get better. He will play a lot for us. He'll play a lot for us on special teams. I believe Ray is going to be an outstanding player for us.
You named Richard a starter on Thursday. How do you think he responded?
Great. Richard's mature. Richard has answered the bell. I know Frank's going to be behind him, pushing him in camp, and it's going to be a tremendous battle.
Ed, just 3 months ago, Grant was in high school.
I know.
How can he make such a quick progress up that depth chart like that?
You know, I believe he was well coached. He's been well coached along the way. He's physical. He's very fluid. He's a guy that can move back there. He's a little bit like Jamal Adams, to be honest with you. I don't know if we have another one like him, but he has that type of talent.
Were you expecting more from Danny tonight?
Yes. He didn't play good. That's the bottom line. I mean, he didn't have a good night. Now, he's had some good days, but today wasn't one of his better nights. I don't know if any of the quarterbacks played like the way we want them to play. And that's why we're going to keep it open. That's why we wanted these guys to, underneath the fire, to compete. And he'll tell you, too. Man, it wasn't his best night.
It means more because it was a game.
It was a game, and we made it like a game. Like, you know, that was a nice crowd. I think 35,000, one of the biggest crowds they ever had. All the ex-players were there. We put as much pressure on our team tonight as we possibly could.
You mentioned the changes coming inside linebacker, but how impressed were you with Devin kind of holding it down while everybody else?
I think Dave Aranda did a tremendous job of coaching all those linebackers, and they played well, and they did well. Devin is going to be an excellent player for us. He's matured a lot. Donnie Alexander is going to come back healthy, ready to go. But we got 3 linebackers that are going to push in there. All 3 of them have an equal chance.
health-wise, how did you come out of tonight and going into the fall? Anybody that's going to be question marks?
No, I think we're gonna be fine. I think there's, regular nicks and bruises, but I think we should be fine.
Saw a lot of motion on offense. How much did y'all hold back on what you should?
We talked about that extensively. There's some stuff, a lot of stuff that Matt didn't do, obviously. And we want it to be 50-50 tonight. 50% run, 50% pass, and I asked him to do that, and he did it. And we knew we had to work on our passing game. There's a lot of things that he didn't show, but most of the stuff that he showed, people have his film from Pittsburgh. They see it anyway. And then, they watch spring game, they say, we better defend these motions and shifts, so it might get them a little nervous too,
Was there ever any hesitation about bringing the game over here, or was it always going to continue once the delay came?
Oh, it was going to continue, yeah. Yeah, I wanted to play as much as we can. We had a great night, man. It was wonderful. I wanted to push it as much as we can. I considered not having a halftime, but they called it, so we ran, got on the bus, we didn't skip a beat, and we finished. Our guys learned how to finish tonight. No excuses.
Cornerbacks, you talk about Kevin Tyler with the pick and then Greedy Williams.
Yeah, I thought they played good tonight. Kevin Tyler has had a good spring. Greedy's going to be an excellent cornerback. Dante's going to be an excellent cornerback. One of those guys going to have to play nickel for us. One of those freshmen may play nickel, like a guy like Kerry Vincent. He can come in. We have a great class coming in. I can't wait to put this team all together.
And did you have this established as a backup plan going in? Because it seemed to go pretty seamlessly as far as.
Yeah, we knew it. Yeah, we knew we had to have a lightning plan. And we said we have a lightning plan. Now, if it had been the third quarter or something, we may have called it. But there was too much to play, so we just ran on the bus, got going. It's an advantage of having a great indoor practice facility.
You talked about the excitement with this team. It's a mix of young and old, I guess, and kind of how important will this fall be for this team to really turn the page?
It's going to be important for us as coaches to push the right buttons. We played preseason game number 1. We got 3 more of these things, and we got to get better. We got to put them in situations that are game-like to see how they really perform. You can go out there in a skelly and complete all your balls. You can go out there in a 3rd and 3 scrimmage and look good. But then you get out the lights and you got to perform underneath the pressure. We want to find out who makes the plays, and that's the only way to do it.
Narcisse looks like he has a big arm.
Yeah.
He just needs to be confident in his knees.
Yeah, I think, here's again a kid that should be going to the prom. He has an excellent talent. Excellent talent. I think the learning of the offense, the timing with the receivers, he definitely has one of the strongest arms we have and probably one of the better athletes.
I know you want to see what Miles brings, but leaving it open, I guess, does that fuel the competition to make Danny better? Has Justin got a real shot? And where do you think?
Well, here's the deal. Nobody has earned a starting spot. You can see tonight. I mean, if we had to name a starter tonight, it's not a clear-cut winner. And, most of the spring, Danny has been there. Nobody has took him over. But here's again, it's tonight underneath the pressure. The guys didn't perform the way they want to. So they're going to have to show me who performs under pressure and get ready to be the LSU quarterback.
How did Danny didn't do this throughout the spring? How was he? He was different?
He was awesome. He was awesome most of the spring. Tonight with the pressure and stuff, we didn't protect him. Balls were off. Just didn't look like we were in sync right there.
Just speaking of protection, left guard, where is that position right now? Young Garrett was out there.
Yeah. Garrett has a hold on it right now. I think he's going to be the starter, but it's not guaranteed.
And Lloyd, did he do enough at all?
Lloyd Cushenberry had an excellent spring. Now, think about this. He has developed into a solid backup. I mean, Will's going to be our starter at center if everything goes well, but Lloyd can go in there. Now, Lloyd's been going against 2 pretty good nose tackles, and he held his own. I'm proud of Lloyd Cushenberry.
Coach, you talked about how the wide receivers with DJ, this offense really fits in, but we saw some drop passes from Drake Davis. Do you think it's still a fight for that number 2 wide receiver spot?
No question. Those guys look nervous tonight. I'm going to tell you what, Drake Davis had an excellent practice on Thursday. And then again, got underneath the lights. We had some drop balls, too many drop balls, too many missed passes. Timing wasn't good. But again, it's preseason game number 1.
Hey, Coach, you talked about a lot of former players here. How excited are you to fly to Philly on Wednesday night? And
What
see
an honor.
Three possible
What an honor.
rounders?
What an honor. I'm glad they asked me to go. To be honest, Les Miles coached them for 3 years. He recruited them. Frank Wilson and Corey recruited those guys. You got to give them the credit. I'm going there. I can't take the credit for recruiting those guys, but I will say this to you. Every one of those guys, when I took over and I stood here at the podium, supported me 100%. So I'm appreciative of that. It's the power of LSU. I'm going to be the head coach at LSU, but I can't take no credit of recruiting those guys or anything.
What would you like for your quarterback to be, on a wish list scale?
Joe Montana?
But I mean, is it just a guy that can run the offense, doesn't have to?
Well, here's what I'd like the quarterback to be a dominant football player. I like the quarterback to be able to take over the game. I don't know if we have that quarterback yet. So if we don't have that quarterback, we're going to have a quarterback that can manage the game, get the ball to the receivers, protection, short throws first, and not make mistakes.
You give them that protect the team speech when you break.
Yeah. It's big, but our guys have been good. Knock on wood, our guys have been good. We have good leadership. Protect the team tonight and do the things that they need to do. They know we have a lot of work to do. I trust this team. I do trust them.
One more for Coach.
How close is Ed Alexander to?
Very close. Very close. I think he's had an excellent spring. He's one of our strongest guys on our team. He just needs to get in better condition.
Thank you, guys.
God bless you guys. See y'all.
The skinny Coach O.
The best line was, what kind of quarterback do you like? Joe Montana. He didn't say Tom Brady, didn't say Drew Brees. He said Joe Montana.
More his age.
Yeah.
So more his era.
Every team wants that dominant quarterback to go in there that can take over a game. And
I think you
there.
want that one. I think of Kenny Stabler, and how many times as younger people did we watch him get the ball on his own 18-yard line, down 5 points, and drive the Raiders and get the winning field goal or the winning touchdown. I mean, it seemed like it happened almost every week.
I'll take an A.J. McCarron. He seemed to always do that against LSU.
He did do that a bunch of times
late in the game.
Hey, in case you didn't go to spring game, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have some of the highlights for you where you can take a peek at some of the things Coach Orgeron was talking about and many of the Tigers that you'll see on the field this fall.
Can we show I wish we could telestrate, because I'd love to telestrate that one Russell Gage play where he lined up in the slot on the right, came in motion this way, stopped, went back in motion that way, stopped, went back in motion this way, and then the ball was snapped. Three times. Boom, boom. It looked like a pinball machine.
I will fill out the paperwork to get us a telestrator, but something tells me we're not getting it.
Come on, the Pelican can do that.
I'll send the text.
And I'll do that right here, baby. It'll be perfect.
We'll see. I'll send the text.
Okay, that's all you can do.
We'll be right back with some highlights of the spring game. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Kreis saying, spread the roar. You're watching Tigers Roar. Stay with us.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
If you've been injured in an accident and you won your case, we can get you your cash fast.
I called Penn Funding and had my money fast.
If you're a victim of an accident, bad drug case, or any other legal settlement, Penn Funding can get you paid in one lump sum.
Instead of my small monthly payments, Penn Funding got me my money when I needed it the most.
Turn your small monthly settlement payments into one large cash payoff right now. If your case is settled, you qualify. And no one can get your money faster than Penn Funding. There's no risk, obligation, or out-of-pocket cost when you make this life-changing call.
I called, answered the questions, and received my cash payoff quickly.
Need cash for your children? To fix your car, pay the bills. If your case is settled and you're a victim of an accident, bad drug case, or any other legal settlement, it's your money. Call Penn Funding now.
Call 800-825-1325, 800-825-1325.
We continue with Tigers Roar. Jordy, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Who is happiest about the spring game being over, the coaches or the players?
Always the players.
Always the players?
Always the players. Coaches get out of the office for practice and all that stuff. Players, they just want to get it over with. They want some time down, decompress. Always the players. Coaches live for that stuff.
And as we've said, football practice is the worst of the sports to practice. I would
Not now anymore, because you can't hardly hit it anymore.
Oh, well,
you know,
okay,
you can't.
Well, maybe that
basketball's
that thought is changing.
You run forever. That never changes.
Yeah.
That never changes. Baseball's the easiest. You're just sitting there picking clovers and watching
Shagging
butterflies,
flies.
shagging flies, out in the sun. Come on.
All right.
If you're a pitcher, you don't do anything.
I didn't do most of
You
anything.
didn't do
5
anything.
days a week, I
Just
didn't do much of anything.
perfect how to spit sunflower seeds.
I was good at that.
I bet you
All right,
were.
we've got some highlights from the spring game. Again, you can see Danny Etlin and Darius Geis and
Geis. They had no holes to run through. That's why
with
you need
offensive line suspect.
Yeah, it's
and they had some
incomplete.
guys banged up going in.
Yeah.
But we're going to let you look at the package. You're going to see a lot of Tigers you recognize. You're also going to see some Tigers that you will see this fall. Here's the spring game 2017 highlight package.
On this Saturday night in Death Valley, Ed Orgeron leads his team on the field for the final spring practice of the season. Headlined by one of the best players in college football. Darius Geis will be at running back, and to watch him today is offensive coordinator Matt Canada. We'll see what his system has in store. Stars from the past, including Odell Beckham Jr., the NFL star of today, and some stars of tomorrow, including Jamal Adams, prime for the draft. And we're prime for football tonight for Baton Rouge. Have a lot of pre-snap shifting for this huddle offense. And they start with the sweep, and Cy Martin gets his first touch. Another thing we'll see, even though we'll see a lot of Darius Geis over the
earlier, and he said the thing that's been tough on him is all the shifts and motions.
Right back to DJ Chark, the leading returning receiver. He had 400.
Play with him, go back in time, and that's Drake Davis.
Etlin going deep down the sideline. Right back to Chark, and he hauls it in down the sideline. 3 touchdowns last season. He had to get ready for this offense by giving up soft drinks.
Yeah, watch the eyes of Etlin here, looking the safety or holding the safety Ed Paris on the half.
Beer gave up Strawberry Fanta. There's so much running, he says, even pre-snap, that they got to be ready for it. And there's Geis in his first carry of the night. And this should be where Geis could shine with Chark, the lone wide receiver. Instead, they give it on the little end around. And
as we've actually seen, I wasn't expecting people to come into the stadium and see an entirely different look offensively, but they've shown a lot more in the first drive here than I expected they would.
I don't think we're going to see much I formation tonight. Here's Etlin rolling out in the boot to the end zone, and just outside of the pylon and down to the 1 goes Darius Geis.
Yeah, and to Luke's last point, we'll go back and take a look at this. Watch Etlin get his shoulder square to the target, right out in front to give. Good young player, very quick release. Won 2 state championships in a state that it's tough to win in. That's Texas.
What a handful of lefties backing up Danny Etlin, and he's going to keep it on first down and able to pick up 5 yards on first down.
Offense. But at the end of the day, it's Ed Orgeron's job as the head coach, and one of the reasons why he was hired here was to find a coach that could maximize the personnel that they not only currently have, but they are going
yards per game Now the challenge is you've lost those guys to the draft for the most part at just about every level, and you've got some unproven guys on the field, especially tonight. We'll see how they react to this first-team offense as Etling sets up and wants to go deep, and he'll do that into double coverage, and it's knocked away by Grant Delpit. And just on cue, he's one of the key guys for LSU in the secondary.
Yeah, this is a young man that has the ability to be a special player. He's got tremendous range, great size on the back end there. He's been plug-type players. We'll see action right in the middle of LSU's defense.
Pressure from the edge. Nick Brissett picks it up. McMillan, the lefty, on the rollout. And he's pressured and sacked for the second time. Jonathan Rucker gets to him. Not only
moving out the box, so it creates more holes and separation and more room for us inside the box to be able to run the ball. So making our receivers motion back and forth, a
lot of similarities there too, and it helps to explain why this guy runs with a chip on his shoulder, is so hungry to play and have success. 8 of them from 20 yards out, 5 from at least 40 yards out. Etling goes to the slant, and it's intercepted. First turnover of the game, picked off by Kevin Tolliver.
They're trying to go to the slant to the big body DJ Chark. There's 2-3 defenders there with Grant Delpit closing in from the back end.
We're going to talk about that a little bit more when we have time. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. But going back to Matt Canada, he said Danny Etling needs to learn to stay in his lane. A lot of time quarterbacks go off, and here's a big lane opened up for a big run and a first down for the purple team. A 19-yard gain that time, the longest run of the game. It's Leonard Fournette.
A nice hole there. Excellent job by the offensive line. And where he
against the second string defense in the white jerseys. We're calling them gold today. Fournette again hit behind the line of scrimmage. And was drafted in the NFL over the last 10 years. LSU and Ohio State have had 10 each, including 3 firsts. The featured back. And there's no question that he was going to get the bulk of the carries, but they kept him fresh, and Fournette takes it in for our first touchdown tonight.
Right there you see as well the speed change in the offense. And with Etling, they were huddling, coming out, and then a lot of motion. Of the size of this roster.
Oh, look at this formation,
all
boys.
Throughout it. Oh, boy. Here we go.
Yeah,
look at the tackles.
It's a lot of window dressing.
That's not fair. Jeff Grimes, the offensive line coach, just walked up to me and said, hey, look at the tackles.
Here's Chark. And Chark gets taken down behind the line of scrimmage by Devin White. Hey, Lugs, you're the hard-hitting reporter tonight.
You're seeing tonight, it'll be something totally different. So it's just enough to leave you thinking after tonight's ball game.
There's a big run by Darrell Williams. I used to call him Fat Darrell, but he's lost some weight. Don't be mad at me. He tidied up his game plan when it came to eating right and eating well, grilled chicken and grilled fish. I mean, that's cool. When mom drops that on you.
If they throw this deep, the whole offense.
Oh, pressure in the backfield. They get to him twice, but McMillan tried to spin away. Can't get free.
The speed question, I think, might have been everybody wants to nitpick, right? But from that point to now, what's been the difference?
I mean, everybody just sees the speed. They see the difference. They see, the hard work and dedication that I put forward. I just wanted to come out and, prove.
Going to whatever city this year, Philadelphia, to the draft. But you can't bring the whole posse, then I'm staying at home.
There's Morris Claiborne chatting with Jamal Adams. You missed kind of the most important part. Here's
the shorts. I get you.
And he breaks the outside. I mean, how about shoot? Last year in this game, Fournette had 8 carries total. And now guys trying to push that mark. He gets taken down in the backfield. Great play.
Guess who?
By Grant Delpit. We're seeing the defense really shine here early. Odd for a spring game. Already 5 sacks, 3 personal fouls too. But LSU's defense having a big night.
There's a versatility of Grant Delpit showing you that not only can he cover sideline to sideline on the back end, we witnessed that early in this game, but
for LSU, what's in LSU's best interest every time they make a decision regarding this program? There's a give on the sweep to Russell Gage. He's able to find a stiff arm and a couple of yards as he pushes Delpit out of the way.
There's another young man.
O took over after the firing of Les Miles. At the interim tag lifted right before their bowl game. Scott to take off, and he gets lit by Jonathan Rucker, senior linebacker. Oh my goodness! And there's the hit of the night. Abraham Wallace, a junior from Baton Rouge.
He almost took the handoff. Watch. Timed it just right. That looks like he's...
The purple knocks off the gold 7-3 in a weather-shortened affair here under the lights at
Weather got him a little bit there, Jordy,
Yep.
but I think in summation we can say the offense needs work.
Yes, need to get their full complement of offensive linemen in. Got to find another receiver or two at least. And, you know, Geis is going to be fine, I'm sure. Once he, you know, he's one of those guys that once he totes the leather a little bit more, gets stronger as the game goes on.
We got them big guys up front.
Got to have those guys up front.
We'll take a break, come back with more of Tigers Roar right here on Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, Cox Cable, AT&T, Uverse, on the internet at pelicansportstv.com. Stay with us.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential. There's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-779-1032, 800-779-1032.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis. Not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal and she makes your dreams come true.
Jordy, we got a quick segment here. We will talk about the NFL, the draft, and the Saints a little bit more in hour number 2. But the draft in Philadelphia, round 1 Thursday night, round 2 and 3 Friday night, 4 through 7 on Saturday. New Orleans Saints in really good shape. They got round 1. They have pick number 11.
I still don't think they're going to have pick number 32 because I think they're going to give that back to New England, and I think they're going to get Malcolm Butler. How about that?
Of course. Then they got round 2, round 3. couple of picks, as you see. 5 picks among the first 103 when you look at their third-round pick. Nothing as of now in the 4th or 5th round. And then they got a couple of picks late, 6 and 7. They're in decent shape salary cap, even with signing Adrian Peterson. That's minor compared to other contracts. Saints are in a good position to either go get a bunch of players or make some trades.
7 draft picks, 5 I think will be defensive players, 2 will be offensive players. Maybe an offensive lineman, maybe a wide receiver, something like that.
If 5 are on defense, got to hit on 4 of them, if not all 5.
Yep.
All right, so again, you can be able to watch the draft. A lot of LSU guys will be taken. There's a lineman at Tulane, wide receiver at Grambling and Tech that are expected to be picked.
Yeah.
Running back Elijah McGuire at ULL, expected to be picked. And if them guys don't get picked, they'll get a free agent signee. They'll get in a camp somewhere.
They'll have a chance.
So next week on Tigers Roar, we'll recap where the LSU guys went and the other Louisiana guys.
That's the other thing. LSU's going to have double-digit players drafted. Double-digit. That's a lot of spots you got to fill.
8 and 4.
That's a lot of spots you got to fill with players that are unproven.
We'll take a break, come back with more of Tigers Roar. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Christ, and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
We continue with Tigers Roar. I want to tell you about the radio station that's part of things around here. WUBR, CBS Sports Radio affiliate, home of the Jim Rome Show Monday through Fridays from 11 to 1. And go to your App Store or Google Play and search for WUBR. Get our app. It's free. Take us with you wherever you may go. We're still on TuneIn, not going anywhere, but giving you more options and another way to take us. The local radio lineup includes a gentleman on my left, Jordy Hultberg, in the mornings from 7 to 8. Talking baseball with Coach Roger Kadar, about another month of that. The original airs 12 noon. It's replayed at 5 p.m. on Mondays. Buddy Sanji with Buddy's Sports Talk from 1 to 3. I'm there with Pelican Sports Radio 3 to 5. Fridays, Dave Scandaliato with Sportsline from 5 to 6. Carlos Brown on Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Louisiana Music Hall of Fame radio, hosted by Mike Shepard through the night. And this week we had a couple of Astro games on against the Cleveland Indians, and we'll have more games on in the future. That's WUBR, CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge. Jordy, you also have a program in one of our television markets of Lafayette. We always say Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans.
That's true.
Tell us about your program in Lafayette.
In Acadiana on
1037.
1037.
Trying to help.
You helped tremendously. 1037 The Game, KLWB from 2 to 4 each and every day. Bringing LSU sports to Acadiana. They've been very, very receptive. Great people in that part of the world. 1037 FM, yes.
And that's 2 to 4,
2
Monday
to 4,
through Friday.
Monday through Friday.
And you were telling me earlier that a lot of Houston Astro fans in that area.
A lot of Houston Astro fans.
Well, of course, they're an hour closer to Baton Rouge, too.
Right. It's always been a big Houston fan base. So
well, I remember as a kid the old transistor radio. You know, you listen to the radio. I mean, now you had Astro games.
When I was a kid, we used to listen to KMOX or the Cardinals. So Harry Carey, yes, indeed.
Okay, story time. I mean, I was always listening to the radio. And one time, Mom comes in the bedroom, and I got the radio on. And
go to bed.
She's like, "You got to go to bed, school night, whatever." And I'm like, game's almost over, you know. Let me listen to the end. And by that time, the announcer, it was a West Coast game. It was, and we moved to the top of the third inning. So now I was in trouble for
you fibbed to Mama
saying it was almost over when it was in the third inning. I think I had to go a couple of nights without the old transistor. You remember the transistor?
Oh, I do. Dad and I used to sit up and listen to it on the couch. I can remember it vividly. And then, of course, TBS came, and you got to watch baseball on television. WGN was big. You got to watch the Chicago Bulls from the NBA. And now, of course, you can watch everything anytime.
Also on that transistor radio, I listened many a time to John Ferguson and LSU football.
He's in the moonlight.
And, you know, that was...
The biggest kick we got is my dad took us to every game. And we would drive back, and I'm a little kid, and I'd fallen asleep, and they would interview Charlie Mack after the game, and he would do his thing, and then he'd always throw in his major sponsor, Old Burger King. Get your hands on the Whopper. It was great.
I remember it, too. I mean, I was not a little kid then, but I remember listening into the LSU game. You might have been a freshman at LSU, and Ferguson's announcing, and he says, and we're getting ready to start it, and deep back to return the kick for LSU is Hokie Gajan. And I'm going, what the heck is a Hokie Gajan?
Yeah.
What is a Hokie Gajan? Yeah, great guy.
Here's my LSU story. I'm a little kid, and we're sitting in the south end zone. And this guy, a couple of rows in front, every game he'd go, Charlie Mack, who's your barber? Who's your barber? And finally I tapped him. I said, excuse me, sir, what do you mean by who's your barber? He said, because he's shaving. He's shaving points. I'm like, come on. Charlie Mack wouldn't do that. What are you talking about? May he rest in peace as well.
Yeah,
Charlie Mack.
I was lucky to get to know Coach Mack a little bit through
I knew him very
different
well.
things near the end, and actually went to a private party that he was at Perry Segura's camp down in New Iberia. Perry was a member of the Board of Supervisors at the time, and Coach Mack told some wonderful remember and I got to introduce him at the Baton Rouge Blaze.
Yeah.
I got to introduce him one time to the halftime crowd, and he's like thanking me for introducing him. I'm going, no, it's all the pleasure is mine.
I lived right next door to him for a while, and I used to see him get the paper, and his lovely wife, Dorothy LaFay.
That's another thing. I'm sitting in a suite one night, and Miss Dorothy Fay is sitting there with me, and it's a bunch of other people. I was invited up by Rick Perry, you know Rick.
Well, you're dropping names left and right.
Wait, so like it was LSU versus Kentucky, and all of a sudden there's like a play, and she goes, they didn't block the linebacker on that play. And I'm going, they got 90,000 people in here, and she knows more football than 85,000 of them. She's like, I can't believe they didn't block the linebacker on that play, and it stunned me.
She watched some reel-to-reel with old Charlie Mack. Absolutely.
All right, Tigers Roar, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans. Don't forget to like us on
Segura,
Facebook.
Perry, you're just dropping. You want some more sweet tickets? I can help you.
YouTube.com.
It's terrible.
Good friends.
It's terrible.
YouTube.com/Pelican Broadcast, and check out this program as well as other programs at your convenience. YouTube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. Jordy Helper, Tommy Chrysan, Tigers Roar.
Spread it.
With his little remote, wolfing down Cheetos. I hope he don't choke between Monday night football and Friday night fights. I'm lucky if I get to see a show that I like. He never hears the phone or the doorbell ring. I It's a male thing. He knows who on the
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-471-9811. 800-471-9811.
DLA Painting Incorporated is your company for professional painting, serving the greater Baton Rouge area and South Louisiana for over 20 years. Ready to paint for those recovering from flood, residential repaint, commercial painting, any size job, free estimates. Customer satisfaction is our highest priority. Call 225-505-8785. DLA Painting Incorporated, fully insured. Call Dennis at DLA Painting at 225-505-8785.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. Beautiful views of Cypress Lake. 1, 2, 3-bedroom apartments are available. Stop by and see Cypress Lake Apartments. Give them a call at 225-293-6789 or visit online, cypresslake-apartments.net.
Continue with Tigers Roar. Jody Hultberg, Tommy Kreisand with you. Thank you for watching the program.
Still love that song. That's a great fight song.
Yeah. You
still
ran out on the court to that many a time.
Still love it, though. Still love it.
We remind you the original airing of this program Wednesday nights each and every week. You get a rebroadcast Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, whether it's on Pelican Sports TV or WHNO TV channel 20 out of New Orleans, or the ETEL cable system, or YouTube, where you can watch it at your convenience. We get it up there mid-morning Thursday, youtube.com/Pelican Broadcast. And Jordy, a lot of football in the first hour, some more football NFL-wise to come, but we got to talk about that LSU baseball team. Coach Maneri's bunch, 10-8 in league play. Heading to Tuscaloosa this weekend. Bama's very bad in baseball, 2-16 in league play. They'll go to Tuscaloosa Thursday, Friday, Saturday series. But, Jordy, your read on this baseball team, I think they've just been consistently inconsistent. The pitching, the hitting it doesn't match up. You know, when you score 8, you got to hold them to 7 or less. Yeah. And if you're pitching well and you're only giving up 1, 2, or 3, you got to score. They haven't lined that up. They play in defense pretty well. They're among the conference leaders defensively. Hitting is decent, but the timely hitting. We always hear that term, and it's true. Too many men left on base, too many walks and hit batters. I mean, you can point to some things, and here we are dissecting a team that's 27-14 overall and 10-8 in league play. But the truth of the matter is they're in 5th place in the West. They and A&M both have 10-8 records, but A&M took a series from them, so a tiebreaker would yield them into 5th place in the Western Division. So your take on this baseball team as they head into, I mean, heck, this is the last weekend in April. May 1st is next week.
I find a direct correlation. LSU football, a bunch of guys had an opportunity to go play pro ball, but they came back because they wanted another taste. They wanted to run for a championship. LSU baseball has done the same thing. LSU football wasn't as successful as they wanted, didn't make a major bowl, and right now LSU, I don't think they're playing up to their potential. I don't know what it is, why they're so, as you said, inconsistently inconsistent. But the sky's not falling. They were 10-8 at this time a year ago, and they went on that run. Now, whether they can go on a run or not, Lord only knows. I have no idea. They've got a tough schedule after Alabama, and they end up the season in Starkville, where Andy Cannizaro has got the Bulldogs in first place in the West. Remarkable. I don't know what the deal is with the baseball team.
Well, it's hard to read. I mean, you point to a lot of things, but what the bottom line is they can, for lack of a better word, still control what's in front of them. But if, as we sit here in the latter part of April, if they announce the 8 national seeds today, LSU's not among them.
No.
Okay?
That's right.
And in the latter part of April last year, they wouldn't have been among them, yet they ended up in that spot. So a lot still in front of them. You got to be patient with baseball. It's a long, drawn-out season. It's a marathon, not a sprint. However, I've seen some flags go up that even back in the early part of the season when the bullpen was a little shaky real early, it shored up a little bit in spots. But, again, you need consistency. I hate to keep beating that word to death, but that's what you need at the plate, on the mound. Defense has been good, but they need more consistency of the good stuff.
And Kentucky must be legit with that little tinker toy of a stadium where you and I could hit one out at right field by swinging it left-handed. But LSU pitchers throw to contact. Poche, Walker throw to contact, and Kentucky, very good hitting team, contacted it and just blew them out of the water in Game 3. I still believe this. If LSU can somehow figure out a way and get into postseason and host a regional, you're playing against teams that don't know you. I think the book is out on LSU within the conference. I think they'll have an advantage there. But here again, I don't know if guys were reading their press clippings or not. And Paul Maneri says it best. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. That's what people think around here when it comes to baseball. They're 10-8. Gee whiz, their RPI is, a 13? It's pretty high. So they played a really good schedule. Let's just wait. Let's wait and let it play out, and then we can evaluate at the end of the year. Let's just wait and play it out.
And here's the other thing I think you have to look at. Kentucky is good. They were picked tied for 4th in the East Division by the coaches in the preseason poll. I looked that up the other day. And here they are on top of the East, and they're leading the conference in hitting. They're putting numbers up. Let's look at the East standings right now. They're 12-6. That's a 2-game lead on Florida. Florida and South Carolina were picked near the top. Vanderbilt about where they thought. The rest of it, Missouri actually a little better than some people thought. Georgia and Tennessee not having a good year. So you lose 2 out of 3 in Lexington to the team that got the second best record in the league and leading the East Division that nobody saw coming. So as I try to decipher
they're good, and you played them at their place.
But you got drilled twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now Alabama, you said they're a bad team, and they are. 2 wins in the league.
Well, let's take a look at the West Division
As
standings.
you can see, Alabama, new coach, and they're just not very good.
Yeah,
2 out of 3 is not good enough in this series.
No, they got to go get 3.
They got to get 3.
So one at a time. We'll play cliche with you, but if they don't win 3, that puts their back to the wall because the rest of their SEC slate looks as such. South Carolina in Baton Rouge, Auburn in Baton Rouge, who's a couple games ahead of them right there, and then at Mississippi State, who, as we speak, are on top of the West. So it doesn't get any easier going down that stretch.
And State, Andy Cannizaro must have done a phenomenal job. They lost a heck of a lot of players off their team, and they're sitting right there in the top.
And if we can look at the West Division standings again, you look at Mississippi State's, if we can look at their record in the SEC play, 13-5, you got to remember, they went 0-3 opening weekend. Texas A&M swept them, okay? So since then, they're 13-2 in league play. That is pretty sporty.
No question. And didn't LSU lose 2 out of 3 at Arkansas?
Yes.
Okay, so that one game is the difference between where they could be and where they are right now. That one little game.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how it all unfolds going forward. Poche and Lang, or Lang and Poche, whatever order you want to put it in, they have got to step it up. They got to make it happen. Eric Walker, the freshman who's been in the 3 slot on the weekend, finally got roughed up after, brilliant outings. He got roughed up. You almost knew the baseball gods would send it that way. But they got to get the pitching, get the hitting, and And, you know.
I don't know how you do that. I thought there were some games where you saw, okay, LSU swung the bat really, really well, put up big numbers, double-digit hits, double-digit runs, and you're thinking, okay, this is going to be the catalyst, and they're going to go on a run here. Then they come back and not able to sustain it. So as you said from the very beginning, just very inconsistent. You don't know what you're going to get from day to day.
We've got some highlights from the weekend up in Lexington, Kentucky, where they had to play 2 games on Friday because of the forecast of bad weather on Saturday. I talked to Bill Frank, as he said, Saturday night you could have played a game if you had to play one, but it was probably best that they did what they did. And then they turned around, and on Sunday the temperature was in the 40s. It was mist, and it was not conducive to baseball. But we got a highlight package for you of the Tigers in Lexington against the East Division leading Kentucky Wildcats.
Out of Metairie, Louisiana, Brother Martin High School, off speed. Rex on the run. Has to play it off the wall. Marcus Carson over to back him up, but that's going to go as a double, and all 2 strikes. Went with a fastball, but Coombs turned it around. That finds the corner. He takes a look and now makes the turn. Tristan Pompey returns it finally to the outfield, but to the infield rather, but another double for gorgeous day in Lexington. Left it up. That's going to be probably another double for the Tigers. And indeed, Smith into second standing. He's tied the game with the 3rd double of the inning.
And it's not located very well, right down the middle of the dish. And this is a ball club that's hitting close to 300 on the season, so we know they can swing the bats.
LSU, the number 3 offensive team when it comes to average. Now they go for the double steal.
They got no chance. They got,
nope.
Oh, I didn't think they had a chance.
You see Hetty letting himself get hung up. Oh, there you go. Carson stumbled. Still, though, that's quite a gamble when you're looking at Evan White at the plate, but big pitch for Poche, getting a dangerous hitter in Zach Rex. It's a big out for the Tigers. Hour as Zach Rex stands in. Talk about an easy stroke. But that's a 1-hopper to Dykeman. The throw. Hetty missed the plate. Watch a tough break for the Wildcats. He slid around Papierski, who knew that Hetty had missed the plate. Mingione out to argue.
And this may have something to do with blocking the plate.
Boy, got him to chase. Lang battles back after giving up 1 run, and the Cat crossed him up. Now it's up to Nick Coombs for LSU with a run in and 2 out. That's going to chase home another. Pompey comes up, but he's going to throw the second, and it's a tie game.
Boy, just good hitting, went the opposite way. Almost was an out. Ball almost hit the runner. But clutch hits for LSU. But he doesn't have anything to compare with. He's got to show him a fastball at some point in time.
Well, he came with it. Josh Smith with a fortuitous bounce that led him to the bat. Has his moments. Slash. And a strike him out, throw him out. Papierski delivers the strike to Freeman. And there are 2 out. So now Connor Hetty will try to keep with 1 out. And may chase a run home. Pompey comes up throwing. It's a 4-3 LSU lead. Boy, he hung that one.
Yeah, all of his throws are up now. And I don't see anybody warming up.
1 for 3 on the night. Infield pulled all the way in. What a stop by Nick Coombs. Saved a run, and there are 2 outs. Took a double away from Zach Rex.
This is an outstanding play. We said they had one of the best defenses, if not the best defense.
Coombs with another nice pickup. And there's 1 out.
When you watch Coombs, he's guarding the line, playing no doubles. The ball right over the bag, but because of where he's playing in normal circumstances.
That's why they love him.
Gotta hurry.
Wow. Well, you can see how he labored to get down the line with that brace on his knee. And what a throw by Greg Deichner. Deichmann guns him. Yep, and he struggled with injuries. Right on the nose, but right at Robertson, and that'll do it. LSU, Tigers pouring out of the duck. We thought we'd have better weather today. Again, the 2-2. He yanks it to Smith. He's going to come home with it, and Evan White an easy out. So White working on contact, but Smith a strike to Papierski, and there's 1 out.
Well, this is a good defense. We're seeing the ball hit right at the third baseman, Josh Smith. He just takes a look, makes sure the runner's coming home. And you're not
just loaded with 1 out. Josh Smith in on the grass at third base. Carson, wow, what a play by Cole Freeman. A barehanded grab at second, from second,
well,
covering first.
That ball.
Seeing one of their goals today, that's jump. And now he's going to try to steal home. And Becker out by about 3 feet. Marcus Carson 1 for 5 in the opener. 1 for 5 in the nightcap. And a big hop for Luke Becker and a diving grab, and lost his feet. Riley Mahan, he throws it away. Zach Rex backing things up. So Becker made the great opportunity to use that speed here. Might not need it. Off the wall, Freeman scores easily. Ends up a long single thanks to Tristan Pompey, and it's a 4-1 game as LSU answers quickly.
Boy, he just sits back on this. Looks like a little something off speed. Maybe the curved ball almost goes out of the ballpark. Tristan Pompey thinking he's going to throw behind the runner.
Cats need to avoid the double play here. Both White and Pompey run well. Right at Zach Watson in center field. Pompey will have to race back to first. But you see how the ball carries today, and there are 2 out. Pompey goes, it's a pitch out. Papierski's throw is high. But they got him. So the Wildcats thrown out again.
And again, the baseball team has the Tuscaloosa this weekend with 3 that they got to get all 3. 1 at a time, but got to get all 3.
7th consecutive road game.
Then they got 8 in a row at home, though.
That's right. That's right.
And that's the last 8 at home unless there's postseason play. So Tiger fans might want to dive in.
They don't bid anymore for these things, do they? Regionals. Remember back in the day, you would have to bid for them and a certain dollar amount. And LSU always bid and always won. But it didn't matter about your records then, basically.
I think you have to bid for the regional and the super regional.
Okay.
Because you do have times, and it's happened a lot in the last couple of years, where you have the 2 regionals that are paired, and one team wins a regional, and they didn't bid for the super regional, so it goes to somebody else.
Okay.
I mean, it's a little tricky, and I'm going to stack of paperwork, I guess, but anyway. But no, I mean, I'm sure LSU is wanting to have a regional. They want the money that comes with that, and, you know, they'll have to earn a spot. And you can host a regional and not be the number 1 seed, so it's possible they could host and be the 2. Okay. Probably not the 3 or the 4, but possible to be the 2. And a lot of that, Jordy, will depend on what everybody else does.
So pony up and you got a good shot.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
you know,
That's the way of the world.
But in the last half a decade or so, or actually about a decade, you know, they were getting a little criticism for going to them same places, be it
Absolutely.
Miami,
That's
Tallahassee,
right.
whatever. So they have started bouncing it around a little bit, try to get somebody in the Midwest, the North if possible. Of course, other things have to line up, but they're trying to be more diverse in where they award them.
Somebody's going to have to go up to Oregon State, Corvallis.
That's the best team in the country.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to go there. Somebody's going to have to probably go to Dallas and TCU. So we'll see.
Yeah. No, Oregon State, a friend of mine umpires in the Pac-12. He's had Oregon State twice this year. He said, you know how they do the miles per hour on the scoreboard? He said he thought it was broke on 95. He said everybody they brought in, starter, reliever, all through 95 at Oregon State. And they're clearly the best team in the country on paper now. And we'll see what happens with that going forward. So that's what's up for LSU baseball. And as Jordy said, they're wrapping up a road trip, and then they got 8 in a row at home. So get on out there. I'm sure Coach Maneri would like to see the box filled.
I like these Thursday, Friday, Saturday tilts, to be honest with you.
That's good.
I like it better
TV,
than I like
Money
it better
Talks.
than I like it better than Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, it's a little
Just
variety, right?
Yeah.
Variety is the spice of life.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Sprinkle spice?
Sprinkle spice.
There
We're
you
going to
go.
tell you about Tremonti's in a minute or two. But softball, Beth Torina's team not doing as well, although
Yeah.
they did end a long winning streak by Tennessee, who was hot as heck. And in Baton Rouge, LSU managed to get a walk-off home run to get the last game, 1-0 of a 3-game set. But Beth Torina's team needs to kick it in gear as well. Back-to-back trips to Omaha, Oklahoma City for them. And, 34-14 overall, but 9-9 in league play. Got Missouri. It'll be Tigers versus Tigers out at Tiger Park this weekend.
It's been a remarkable year at LSU. Football with great expectations failed to live up to them. The jury's still out on, basketball was just horrific. Just throw that away. Baseball hasn't lived up to what we all expected, but still the chapters haven't been written at the end of the book. And the same thing with softball. I mean, at one point in time, they were in the top 3 in the country in the preseason in many polls, and they haven't lived up to it. But yet again, still the final chapter has not been written. So we'll see.
Well, and then you also get gymnastics who didn't write the final chapter, huh? I haven't heard. I mean, Coach Bro probably took a few days off.
She was there. They honored them at the spring game.
Yeah, that's right.
Had all the players out there, and they gave them a nice.
All the gymnasts, right?
All the gymnasts. Excuse me. All the gymnasts. Anyway.
But anyway,
Ashley Natt wrote a nice little letter to all the LSU fans.
I didn't read it. I
it was
saw
very
that
nice,
she
very
did
articulate,
it.
very well done.
That's good. Yeah,
heartfelt.
She's not the first athlete to do that, but
No.
it's kind of cool, and it kind of opens up a door. You see a little bit more about them in particular, away from their domain where they rock and roll.
Right.
All right, we're going to take a break, come back. We will tell you about Tremonti's Meat and Seafood when we return. Then we're going to get into some New Orleans Saints and some NFL and some draft stuff.
AD.
And then, by the way, PGA Tour in New Orleans this week,
I like
too.
the format, the Zurich
We'll get
with
into all of
little
that
pairings. I like that.
We'll get into all of that good stuff when we return with more.
Was that a baseball signal? What did you just do then?
I was wiping my forehead.
But it looked like you were giving the go sign.
We can give some signs if you want.
Okay.
But anyway, we'll come back with more of Tigers Roar.
Send them in.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
If you've been injured in an accident and you won your case, we can get you your cash fast.
I called Penn Funding and had my money fast.
If you're a victim of an accident, bad drug case, or any other legal settlement, Penn Funding can get you paid in one lump sum.
Instead of my small monthly payments, Penn Funding got me my money when I needed it the most.
Turn your small monthly settlement payments into one large cash payoff right now. If your case is settled, you qualify. And no one can get your money faster than Penn Funding. There's no risk, obligation, or out-of-pocket cost when you make this life-changing call.
I called, answered the questions, and received my cash payoff quickly.
Need cash for your children? To fix your car, pay the bills. If your case is settled and you're a victim of an accident, bad drug case, or any other legal settlement, it's your money. Call Penn Funding now.
Call 800-825-1325, 800-825-1325.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
DLA Painting Incorporated is your company for professional painting, serving the greater Baton Rouge area and South Louisiana for over 20 years. Ready to paint for those recovering from flood, residential repaint, commercial painting, any size job, free estimates. Customer satisfaction is our highest priority. Call 225-505-8785. DLA Painting Incorporated, fully insured. Call Dennis at DLA Painting at 225-505-8785.
Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment. 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source. Jordy Holberg, tell us all about Mike Tremonti and his staff and the great things that they do at Tremonti's Meat and Seafood.
It's really a terrific place at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway in Baton Rouge. You can see everything on their menu, everything they have as far as catering is concerned. For special events, go to tremontis.com. It is still crawfish season. They've got an abundance of them. Call them, email them. Get your order in the queue. You want to do it yourself, they'll sell it to you by the sack. You want them to do it for you, they'll sell it to you that way with all the bells and whistles, the corn, the potatoes. You want special order, some of their great smoked sausage in there, just tell them. They'll take great care of you. They've got their, I can't stress it enough, we're all busy. Husbands, wives working, kids still in school. Food, it's like dinner. What are we going to have? Just go to Tremonti's. They've got their pre-made meals, their lasagnas, their crawfish fettuccinis, their spinach madeleines and carrot soufflés, stuffed bell peppers, everything you could ever imagine. Stick it in the oven for 30 minutes on bake at about 350. Pull it out, and it's good, it's hot, it's fresh, it's great. Your family's going to love you for it. You've sampled their food, their world-famous hamburgers, their Chairman's Reserve beef. It's amazing. They've got their wines and their fine spirits in there as well. Every kind of beer you can imagine. Anything you need, they got it for you. And if they don't have it, they'll get it for you. Call them, 751-7665. Go to tremontis.com.
And don't forget the sprinkle spice. Just take my word on that. If you get it, you'll love it. You'll get more. You'll always go back.
You always make me talk about Tremonti's, and now I'm starving.
Well,
and it's great, and they're closed now.
Run over there tomorrow. You got daily lunch specials.
Lunch specials all the time. They'll start cooking at 10 o'clock in the morning for you.
All right, Jordy, the big news in New Orleans, pre-draft, coming out of New Orleans Saints camp. He was runner-up for the Heisman as a freshman.
Give it to me, babe.
Adrian Peterson, 10 years with the Vikings, Hall of Famer, now a member of the New Orleans Saints with a 2-year salary-friendly contract, first year guaranteed, second year maybe. You put him in the backfield with Drew Brees. You got a lot of touchdown passes from Brees. You got 97 rushing touchdowns. He caught another 5 touchdowns.
Here's what Peterson's going to love. Minnesota, he's looking at 8, 7, 8, 9 people in the box. Can't do that with Drew Brees.
No.
So if he has anything left in the tank, he's going to see something he's never seen before. And I'll always remember 2009 NFC title game, the one where pigs are flying, the Saints are going to the Super Bowl, hell is frozen over. Adrian Peterson, 122 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns. He was an eyesore the entire game. Thank God the Saints got to Brett Favre and beat him. So I'm hoping. I think for the risk, very minimum, because you're not paying them that much. The potential for the reward greatly outweighs the risk factor. So I'm all for it.
Well, and as you pointed out earlier, conspiracy theorists can revel because the Saints, as you should know, the NFL schedule was released last week. They opened the season, first game of a Monday night doubleheader. You know, they've been doing that in the NFL for years now, a doubleheader on the opening Monday night. Game 1 of the doubleheader this year, New Orleans at Minnesota.
Where's Dave Scandaliato when we need him?
Well, and hey, and I'll throw this little caveat on top of it. Super Bowl 52 next February is in Minnesota. So can the Saints start and end the season in Minnesota? I asked my good buddy Ken Trahan that. He kind of chuckled and he went, well, we know they'll start the season there. Yeah. It's unlikely that they'll finish it.
I just wonder, because he went and visited New England, and I think he wanted to go play for a team that had a chance for a Super Bowl, and they said no. They took this guy Gillisley out of Buffalo. Buffalo didn't match the offer. They win a lot. They don't make very many player personnel mistakes there.
Well, we got a little breakdown for you by one of the guys from ESPN, Ian Rappaport. He's one of those guys that's always got the breaking story and whatever. But he's got a little bit of a breakdown here on the impact of Adrian Peterson and what this does for him, for the New Orleans Saints. We'll share that with you now.
Ian Rappaport with us live right now from Philadelphia, joining a crowded breakfast table with more on the breaking news with Adrian Peterson. Good morning, Ian.
Good morning, Kay. You know, this is a deal yesterday that seemed like it was absolutely going to happen, especially late afternoon. It was described to me that Peterson was expected to sign with the Saints. It's a 2-year deal. Pays him at its base $7 million, but like we talked about yesterday, more than $3 million in the first year. That, my understanding, is fully guaranteed. So basically, for Peterson, this is a 1-year deal, and then the Saints will make a decision after the 2017 season. And yeah, as Mike mentioned, he wanted to join a contender, but this was his best offer. In fact, this was his only offer thus far in free agency, and there was no guarantee that there would be any other offer of substance after the draft. So he discussed his decision with those close to him, decided that he wanted to sign right now, take the more than $3 million payday, and just simply move forward with the Saints, who have improved their defense, seem to be going in the right direction as far as team building, and may actually, after all, be able to compete for championships like Peterson wants.
Great stuff from Ian Rappaport there live in Philadelphia. We'll check in with you in just a little bit.
Error on TK, Ian Rappaport's with the NFL Network, not ESPN.
I was going to let that one slide.
Oh, you give me the E in the E column there. I messed that one up.
Happens.
All right, Jody, we know the numbers. We know the facts. We can spit all that out. But step back. Personally, I think this is a good move by the Saints. It's a good business move, and I think you hit the nail on the head. The reward, the possible big reward, far outweighs the risk if it doesn't work.
Here's the one caveat, and I wonder. Brandon Cooks had his issues with not getting the ball thrown in his direction. Mark Ingram's coming off his best year ever as a New Orleans Saint. Now he's coming in and going, you're bringing in a Hall of Famer? How is that going to play? Hopefully it's a mute subject, a moot point, hopefully. You never know. You never know with players. Egos get in the way.
They do, and Ingram has had an attitude once or twice over the time. And he fumbled the ball a bunch of times, and Peyton put his butt on a bench, and he pouted over there, and he mouthed off. So I got to wonder if Ingram looks at this as, hey, this helps me prolong my career. I'm going to get 220 of those 440 carries, give or take a few, and maybe I get another contract that I wouldn't get if I had to be the bell cow here. But can he look at that? But like you said, egos jump in the way. And we saw Ingram pout when he went to the bench because he kept fumbling, and Peyton didn't want to look at the fumbles. Most coaches don't.
You know what they say? any kind of publicity is good. The Saints are the talk of the NFL right now. Their brand is going up. The interest in the Saints is going up. So it's a win-win situation. If Adrian Peterson flames out, you got him for 1 year, $3.5 million, and you say goodbye to him. If you strike lightning in a bottle, who knows?
The price of beer in the Dome, they're going to make that $3 million halfway through the season, huh?
Yes.
Beer, possibly in LSU.
Oh, it's coming.
Well, no, I read a piece where
It's coming.
Commissioner Sankey's been
Yeah,
talking
it's
to
coming.
Joe Oliva, and they're just trying to. There's some things there because you got people in the stadium who aren't old enough to be buying it, and there's a couple of hoops that have to be jumped through.
Absolutely.
And
You got to have the right people in that beer garden, taking care of that beer garden, or else there will be issues.
And do you sell it in the fourth quarter?
Well, the thing, from what I'm told, once you're in the beer garden and get beer, you have to stay in the beer garden until that beer is over. You can't take that beer with you and go back up in the stands.
All right. If they don't sell it in the fourth quarter and the score's not close, to parking lot we go.
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay. And
well, that's happening already.
I don't know if I agree with Joe Oliva's thought that they'll drink less outside because they can buy it inside.
I disagree.
The beer they're drinking outside is going to be about
that's not going to change.
1/6 the price of the beer on the inside.
That will not change. The consumption will not change at all.
Yeah, I don't agree with Mr. Oliva on that one, but he may have more information to make that statement than I do. But anyway, that could be coming. So you think it's in Tiger Stadium this fall? Of course, it's not officially approved
I think
yet,
it's
but you
in
think
Tiger
it will
Stadium,
be?
yeah.
You think when they open with Chattanooga, September 9, which is the home opener,
and it'll be about 95 degrees, they'll be selling beer like crazy.
What was it? I think Texas, one of them said they made $1.8 million on beer sales last year.
See, what LSU should do, here's just a thought. Put it online, and you can buy tickets, like raffle tickets or something online, and you get those tickets, and each ticket's worth a beer. And, you just got to make sure you got to show an ID, and you do it that way, and boom, take it. But you got to stay within the confines of this, what will be a plush beer garden.
So I think I did read. It's not like there's going to be beer in every single concession stand.
No, it's going to be probably in the south end zone.
Designated
area. And you sit there, you drink the beer there.
Okay, but
you
they're going to
cannot leave with the beer.
They're going to have to position this or have TVs available.
They're going to have the biggest,
because there's
best
going to be
TVs.
a line. So if I'm in line and the Tigers are driving, do you stay in line? Do you go see if they get the touchdown?
I think what they're hoping is instead of drinking outside the stadium, you come in, you can watch whatever game is on. I know, whatever game is on CBS and whatever at that time, and you're drinking beer in the stadium and you're adding to the coffer of LSU.
Okay, question.
Yes.
Knowing the stadium in my mind,
I don't know how you get there.
But how big of an area is it really going to be? I mean, how many people? I guess
that's a great question.
I'm asking you a question you don't know the answer to, but how many people are going to be able to be in the beer garden? If the stadium's full, that's 102,000. I mean, so can 200 be in there?
How are you going to get 400? How are you going to get from the north end zone to the south end zone? Get your beer without missing half the game.
Again, there's some hoops that had to be jumped through. Right?
I mean, maybe put 2 beer gardens. One in north, one in south.
Why don't they go like they did in the Dome, have them dudes walk around?
Yeah, ice cold beer man.
Foam in the Dome.
Foam in the Dome.
Beer man, how many you want?
That's
and then
it.
pass them down the aisle. You remember that?
Yeah.
You'd have to, man, you'd be passing them down, then the money come back down this way.
That's what I loved about baseball more than anything. Peanut Man, he'd be throwing behind the back peanuts, never miss you. I mean, it was great.
But in the Dome, the beer would pass down.
Foam in the Dome, baby.
Half of it would spill.
Yep.
And then here came the $5 bill back down.
That's right.
Then you had to bring the change back.
Oh, crazy. And
remember that?
You're going, don't you take my change. Don't you take my change.
Hey,
I remember vividly.
It appeared to work, though.
It has worked. Ice cold beer man.
All right. Hey, Jordy, another thing happening in New Orleans.
Too funny.
The PGA Tour.
Yeah, Zurich.
Coming to New Orleans. I know Jazz Fest is starting. That's a big thing for a lot of people.
God, what a great city.
But the Zurich Classic on the West Bank in New Orleans at the TPC of Louisiana. Round 1's Thursday, final round's on Sunday.
CBS has it.
The PGA Tour is changing the format in a regular PGA Tour event. It's 2-man teams. You got some alternate balls, some 4-ball play. similar to the Ryder Cup or the President's Cup, and I believe that's going to create TV interest around the country, and they can showcase the TPC of Louisiana. That's a great golf course. I played it a couple of times, but not recently.
It's challenging.
And it should be a great weekend with the PGA Tour in New Orleans, Jazz Fest, etc.
What a great city. Excuse my ignorance. There is no individual title. It's a team title. So whatever the purse is, those two split it.
Right.
Okay.
And it's going to be, and I'm sure they're going to explain it 8,000 times during the broadcast.
I'll have to listen.
You're going to have to go online and read up. But it's basically going to be, if you and I are paired together, we're going to post one score, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
10 under, 8 under.
Ooh, you think there's going to be some tension amongst teams? One guy's hot, the other guy's not? Baby.
They're playing for a lot of money.
Playing for a lot of cash.
Hopefully the weather's good.
It doesn't look good for the weekend.
And I would say this to you. If you like to play golf, you're a big golf enthusiast or golf fan, and if you've never seen pros play golf, pick a day and go down there.
Okay.
Your jaw will be on the ground. You'll be wide-eyed. Even the guys you hadn't really heard a lot of are going to hit the ball like you've never ever seen before.
But you must admit this, and this is not a slight. Please go watch. It is an opportunity, and you should do it. But that sport is the greatest sport for television ever.
Yeah, because you don't miss anything.
You don't miss anything. If you're on the golf course, you're missing everything other than the one group you're following.
Well, and I'll say this: you have a different way to watch golf in person. Some people will sit by a particular tee box and just watch tee shots.
Just drink.
Group after group after group.
Yeah.
Some people like to get by a green at a par 3.
Follow their favorite golfer.
Watch them all hit into that green, and then they chipping and putting and all that. And then you pick a group. If there's 1, 2, 3, 4, well, not 4, but there'll be 4 now. There'll be too many. And then you can actually walk with them and kind of get a little half a hole ahead of them is what you do. When they're in the fairway, you run up by the green and you got the ropes. And it's a different, you're not going to be like on TV. But it's still worth seeing. Or even better yet, go over near the practice range and watch them warm up, watch them hit the ball. And I mean, these guys will pull out a club and they'll hit 10 shots in a row, and it'll look like an instant replay to you.
It's a different sound when they hit it than when you and I hit it.
Oh, there's no question.
It's a pure sound.
And then when you watch on TV, sometimes it looks quite effortless. It's the same way when you're in person. You're like,
they're hoping
how did he just hit that 340 yards?
They're hoping to create a Ryder Cup type of scenario without the feel of the Europeans versus the Americans, but that's what they're trying to create with, which I think is a great idea.
And the other thing, they have attracted a strong field.
Yes, they have.
Strongest field in years. I think they got 7 of the top 10. The way they measure the field in golf is the top 50 golfers, how many of them enter the tournament?
Right.
And then how many in the top 10. I think they got 7 of the top 10, and I forget the number in the top 50. That's the strength of the field and the golfers who are playing the best in the world. And that they've got a strong field, so maybe this format has helped. A lot of golfers love coming to New Orleans. They love coming to Crescent City. And this tournament puts it on for them, and their wives get shopping sprees. I mean, it's an amazing thing.
Courtesy cars. But look, whoever did this, stroke of genius, because there was a point in time where the Zurich was the week before the Masters. And all the top players are skipping that.
Right.
So, but they changed it. They moved it past beyond that. So now you have the opportunity, as you said, the Crescent City offers so much for so many, and good for them.
So if you want to see some golf, PGA Tour,
you know what's hard?
The closest they're going to come.
Watch them hit it, but then try and pick up that little golf ball in the blue sky. It's hard. Greatest sport for television of all time.
If you're not used to it, it can be hard to follow the ball. We'll take a break, come back with much more of Tigers Roar. Jordy Hultberg and Tommy Krysan with you right here on Pelican Sports TV. Stay with us.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
Accord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Accord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Accord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Accord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
Veterinary Hospital is a full-service veterinary hospital committed to your pet's health. We offer advanced diagnostic and therapeutic medical services, laser surgery, dog and cat diets, and treats, along with stress-free boarding. Dr. Ritchie sees patients for routine checkups to keep your loved ones happy, also advanced medical and surgical cases. We have separate condos for cat boarding and large climate-controlled canine boarding. Our boarding dogs get to have fun in a very large play yard several times a day. Laser therapy is a service that we offer to heal wounds and help our patients that suffer from chronic pain. Laser therapy is a wonderful adjunct treatment for neurologic and arthritic pain with no side effects. Your pets are family members and deserve the best and highest quality of care. Dr. Ritchie and his staff greatly respect the human-animal bond and are committed to exceeding your expectations.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Tigers Roar, Jordy Hulbert, NFL draft coming up as we mentioned. Jamal Adams of LSU. If he's either going to be the first Tiger taken or the second Tiger taken, depends on it's either he or Fournette, in the opinion of most people. But Adams is really, as you just
up the charts,
alluded
man.
to, he has skyrocketed up.
And it's been his interviews. I mean, he's got that NFL personality. He's businesslike. He's articulate. That's what's been so impressive.
Dad played in the NFL.
Yes.
There's bloodlines there.
Yes.
And we got a nice feature on you from Sports Science about Jamal Adams, his physical attributes and his physical abilities, and how that'll transfer into the NFL. So here's a nice little piece on Jamal Adams.
Now entering the ESPN Sports Science Lab is one of the highest rated prospects in the entire draft. LSU's Jamal Adams. At 6 feet, 214 pounds, Adams couples prototypical size with enough speed to cover almost anyone on the field. In our 20-yard acceleration test, he didn't necessarily have the quickest start, but over the final 10 yards, Adams actually had a better time than the fastest DB we analyzed in last year's draft, Jalen Ramsey. But the real key to his playmaking ability might be his footwork. Data from our motion capture suit reveals that when Adams is sidestepping in coverage, his toes touch the ground about 75 milliseconds before his heels. Studies have shown this toe-first technique can reduce the impact force of each step by about a third, and it helps Adams change direction in just 380 milliseconds. That's agility on par with NFL All-Pro Landon Collins. And this field general isn't only elite in pass coverage. To analyze his ability to play in the box, we spotted the ball at the 1 and had him go mano-a-mano with our impulse tracking dummy.
Oh, you sleep, bro.
In just 3 strides, Adams cranks it up to almost 70% of his top speed. This allows him to demolish our dummy with more than 1,700 pounds of force, stopping it 7 inches short of the goal line. Now, the ability to produce that kind of hit means even if a big back like Ezekiel Elliott was moving at 15 miles per hour, Adams could generate enough force to stop him dead in his tracks. After running his numbers through our metric, Adams scores in the 90th percentile, and we think he could have an impact similar to another sports science alum, Earl Thomas.
Joe, if you
throw the flag, helmet to helmet, throw the flag, ejected.
If you think they aren't breaking this stuff down, his toe touching before the heel by 3/4 of a second.
John Brinkus, where did he come from? He's done all this sports science stuff. That's crazy.
Hey,
that is
crazy. It is what it is. Hey, we got a piece for you. Of course, the Saints are in the NFC South. The last 2 Super Bowls have had teams from the NFC South, Carolina, then Atlanta. Yep. And here's what some people are thinking teams in the NFC South, including the Saints, are going to do in the first 2 rounds of the draft.
Good.
Let's move on now to the NFC South. And, man, some explosive offenses in this division, Bucky, but we've got a chance now to either supplement that offense with even more weapons or we go to the defensive side of the ball. Let's start with the Panthers. Fell off big time last year. Cam Newton's coming off of an injury right now. They got the 8th overall pick. What do they do?
We got to build around the quarterback. Cam Newton fell off. He went from being an MVP to really struggling. I want to make sure that we build up the pieces around him. Leonard Fournette is the first piece that I want to get because I want to make sure the Panthers get back to their identity as a tough, physical, blue-collar football team. This is a guy that is a hard hat and lunch pail running back. Physical, aggressive, violent finisher of his runs, has big play potential, and with Jonathan Stewart at 30 years old, you're looking for the next guy that can kind of carry the torch. Leonard Fournette is that guy.
Yeah, and it's weird to say a steal with the 8th pick, but I think this would be a steal for him.
If he falls to him,
turn that card in. Don't waste any time. All right, at pick number 40, how about a guy that we both like and we've talked to? And that's Zay Jones. To me, the wide receiver from East Carolina. He makes a lot of sense for this football team. Give him another weapon in the passing game. Big, physical on the outside, Bucky. We've talked about it, a lot of underneath stuff on tape, but you go to the Senior Bowl, see him get over the top. I think he'd be a great weapon for this football.
I think he's an improvement over what they had in Ted Ginn. I believe he can run the route tree down the field. He can be the vertical playmaker. With the big guys on the outside, Kelvin Benjamin and Devin Funchess, you need someone that still can stretch the defense and run routes. Zay Jones is a perfect complement to those big.
Watch this. This is called the tease. We're going to talk to Zay Jones a little bit later on in the show.
Ooh, nice tease.
And it's going to be a good one. All right, let's keep things rolling here with the Saints, the 11th overall pick. Takk McKinley, to me, from UCLA, started out in the process. We're talking about maybe him in the late teens, early 20s. I think he's back up here in the mix now. You talk about right around the top 10 because he's so explosive off the edge. And, Bucky, I say it every time with this kid. The effort, man, it just blows you away how hard he plays.
Effort matters as pass rushers. It's not always going to be clean. You're not going to be able to escape some of the clutches of these elite offensive tackles. But if you outwork them, you can get to the quarterback. He has proven that he can do that. The next guy that we're going to pair him with, how about Adoree Jackson from USC, going with the 32nd pick? Adoree Jackson is a world-class athlete and a big-time playmaker. He can contribute in a couple different ways. Really, it could be a three-phase player. Defense, special teams, and offense. As an occasional gadget player, he can help them. Not quite polished as a corner, but he's going to give you contributions immediately. He could be a Pro Bowl punt returner from day one.
Yeah, I like that pick. That's great value there at pick number 32. Let's move on now to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, own the 19th overall pick. Doug Martin, we don't know what's going to go on there. Bucky, you thinking running back?
Thinking absolutely about a big-time running back from Florida State, Dalvin Cook, reuniting him with Jameis Winston. Dalvin Cook, terrific playmaker, 3 1,000-yard seasons at Florida State, 46 touchdowns, explosive running between the tackles, also has the burst and wiggle to take it the distance, catches the ball out the backfield, everything that you're looking for as an RB1 in the National Football League.
Yeah, I like that one as well, reuniting there with his quarterback. All right, pick number 50. Let's get a corner in here. Got some age in that secondary. Let's get Teez Tabor. You can team him up with last year's first-round pick, Vernon Hargreaves, former teammates in college. Now they're teammates once again in the NFL. Tabor famously ran slow at his pro day, Bucky, an awful time in the 4.7s. I didn't think the speed was a major issue when you studied him on tape. That, though, will drop him down the second round. At pick number 50, I think it makes some sense.
It puts him right in range. To pair him up with his teammate, his former teammate, Vernon Hargreaves, who can hold him a little accountable. They can challenge each other. Both of these guys have alpha personalities. And then the scheme fit. Mike Smith's zone defense is a nice fit for Teez Tabor. A little cover 2, some cover 3. Allow him to play off. Sometimes use his hands. I like that fit.
All right, let's go to the team that just came up just a little short for a Super Bowl last year, the Falcons, at pick number 31. Let's get him an edge rusher, somebody that can complement what they already have there to close out games, something they couldn't do in the Super Bowl. Let's get T.J. Watt, throw him on the opposite side of Vic Beasley, let these guys go get after quarterbacks.
The thing that the Atlanta Falcons do better than anybody, they really do a great job of having these situational packages where they have pass rushes and different body types on that defense. T.J. Watt can rush off the edge. He can play linebacker. He can do a bunch of different things. That versatility is a huge asset for the Falcons. But I also want to upgrade their offense and their offensive line. How about Taylor Moton?
Yeah, get him in there.
Taylor Moton, Western Michigan, comes in. Physical player, very solid. I like the way he controls it at the point of attack. Look, we can line up and play him outside. I think he can kick down inside and play guard. This Atlanta Falcons team has gotten better because they've added pieces to that offensive line. This is another piece that helps push them over the top and allows them to retain their spot.
The NFL Draft Thursday, Friday, Saturday. If you're catching one of our replays Friday or Saturday, you might know some info, but we're throwing it out there on the original airing on Wednesday nights.
Do we get 3 Tigers in the first round? Adams, Fournette, Tre'Davious White? It's a possibility.
Possibility. Certainly Adams and Fournette are in the first round.
Depends on how many quarterbacks go.
Yeah.
If there's not a rush on quarterbacks, I think White goes in the first round.
There's a chance, and if not, he's high second round. And LSU's got a chance to break a record for number of picks, school record, and maybe even the all-time record for any school. But it'll be interesting, and, you know, as we mentioned, Tiger Baseball in Tuscaloosa, you got Jazz Fest, you got the PGA Tour in New Orleans.
NBA, we didn't even talk about the NBA
playoffs. What's going on? You got 30 seconds.
LeBron James with a sweep, Steph Curry with a sweep. The collision course is set for the trilogy between the Cavs and the Warriors.
Yeah, you've been saying that on the radio, so that's what you're going with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the NBA playoffs.
It's just like the Vikings and the Saints. It's all part of the plan.
It's factored.
It's all part of the plan.
Okay, so you're not buying the Saints being in the Super Bowl in Minnesota. No, Monday Night Football in September.
Yes.
We know they'll be there.
And there's a reason why they scheduled that game on Monday Night Football.
You know, it's so eerie that you say that because you got to be thinking, no way. The schedule came out. It was made before it came out, right? They didn't make that at 5 o'clock Thursday and give it out at 7.
No, but you know how people talk. These things get around.
You think maybe they called Adrian, by the way, your Saints are opening the Vikings, sign with them instead of the Patriots? I can see that happening. Not, let's do...
It's just ironic, isn't it? Just ironic. 7-9 Saints on Monday Night Football to open up the season.
Their home openers against the Patriots.
I'm just saying.
Tough schedule for the Saints.
See, Patriots and Butler with the Saints. It's
all
part
right.
of it.
Hey, it takes a lot of people to throw this thing together. Tigers Roar, and most importantly, we appreciate you watching, you spreading the roar, whether you catch the original airing or one of the rebroadcasts. On behalf of Jordy Holmberg, I'm Tommy Chrysan. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it very much. Spread the roar, and we'll talk to you again soon on Tigers Roar, Pelican Sports TV.
If you've been injured in an accident and you won your case, we can get you your cash fast.
I called Penn Funding and had my money fast.
If you're a victim of an accident, bad drug case, or any other legal settlement, Penn Funding can get you paid in one lump sum.
Instead of my small monthly payments, Penn Funding got me my money when I needed it the most.
Turn your small monthly settlement payments into one large cash payoff right now. If your case is settled, you qualify. And no one can get your money faster than Penn Funding. There's no risk, obligation, or out-of-pocket cost when you make this life-changing call.
I called, answered the questions, and received my cash payoff quickly.
Need cash for your children, to fix your car, pay the bills. If your case is settled and you're a victim of an accident, bad drug case, or any other legal settlement, it's your money. Call Penn Funding now.
Call 800-825-1325, 800-825-1325.